I only had one chance. I kept my fist clenched, ready to strike. He got right in my face, so I punched him as hard as I could. He staggered and almost fell. Hi, I'm Gigi. We had many animals when we were kids. We always had dogs, cats, pigeons, and rabbits. We even had chickens and pigs at one point. That's how it was back then. Everyone still raised 2 or 3 chickens, a pig or 2, whatever they could, even in the city. Well, more like on the outskirts, you know. But slowly, the thing with the pigs and chickens came to an end. Things got bad, both literally and figuratively. When everyone was raising animals, it wasn't a problem, but when one person does and another doesn't, arguments start between neighbors. The neighbor, who no longer raises animals, is suddenly bothered by the pig smell, despite having dealt with pig manure his entire life. You could spot Gitza from 50 meters away by his smell. When the wind blew toward you, people called him by his pig's name when he wasn't around. Honestly, they even looked alike. If he got down on all fours, it was hard to tell them apart. But now, having become civilized and modernized, he was bothered by the pig's smell and the roosters crowing. It disturbed his beauty sleep, even though he would wake up around 4 in the morning before the rooster and go to bed with the chickens. Romanians want their neighbors to suffer misfortune too. In this case, they want their neighbors' livestock to die. Eventually, everyone had to surrender their pigs and chickens, some earlier than others. But everyone still had dogs and cats, and for most of our childhood, we had 2 dogs. One was the frozen dog we found one winter, and the other a female. And no, I haven't forgotten his story. I'll tell a story about 2 dogs. For now, just know they existed and were there. We didn't keep them tied up, they were free. The dogs ran around the street all day. They weren't aggressive and were used to people, so they rarely attacked anyone. A tied up dog is always more dangerous. Anyway, the point is that twice a year the stork would come with a sack of puppies. 4, 5, 6, sometimes even 8. Though not all survived, 2 or 3 always did. For a few months, we were the happiest. The gray one is mine. Why do you always get to choose first, huh? Just because you said it, you want it? No, I'll take this smaller one. It's okay. I'll take it, Gigi. Ha ha. Take the reddish one. It's prettier. We played with them for a few weeks. We made them race each other. We taught them a few simple commands. Sometimes they would fight each other, and we would cheer them on, and each of us would bet on our own dog. Before we continue, if you like the story, give it a like, bro. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button now. The answer to last week's quiz was A, a stick. The first 5 comments with the correct answer and another 5 chosen at random are now displayed on the screen. Do you want a chance too? Pay attention to the next quiz. Whose cheek did I stick the cone with the needle into? Asenchuk B. Ionuts, C. Florine, leave your answer quickly in the comments. You have 5 seconds. Done? Did you answer? Now back to the story. I kept them for 3 to 4 months. During this time, the neighbors would take one, usually the prettier ones, and then Dad would take them to the countryside, to Grandma. He always found someone to raise them. At least that's what he told us, and we believed him, but that's another story. Did you have dogs or cats? Do you still have any? Leave your answers in the comments. And when I was about 14, in 8th grade, one weekend I was leaving with Senchiush from Mucheia. When we get to the gate, we meet Moldoveanu and Costel. What are you guys doing? Are you coming to play football? Yeah, we were just coming to you. Are you coming too, Birdie? No, I'm just watching the pigeons. What are you doing, guarding them from cats? There's a black cat, Costel. If caught, I'll skin it for eating 3 others. Leave cats be. I'll return with my slingshot and make you stew. Curse you, mute. I'll skin you too. Damn you, snotty kid. Wipe your nose. No, Pinocchio will eat them. Watch out, or I'll slobber. Calm down. Let's go to the corner together. I'm going to get some more grass for the chickens. Mucheia was one of the few who still owned chickens, but no pigs. Someone turned onto the street at the corner. I hadn't seen him before. He greeted us and we kept walking. Mucheia doesn't know who the person is, but thinks he's associated with Garofisa, Gigi. I saw him once too. He came to pick her up from school. That Garofitsa was a year older than Senchiuk, but she was held back in 6th grade and ended up in his class. I know some of you are thinking, did they all get held back? Yeah, a lot of them did. And Miti, Rambo, Costel, Mucha, Garofica, I think Baranga too, plus many others. School was tougher, fairer, and more competitive in the past. The students who failed back then would be B or C students now, and it's not that they were smarter, but you'd get beaten like a horse thief if you didn't know your lesson. And that was both from teachers and parents. But let's get back to the story. Moldoveanu glared silently at him. What's wrong, Moldoveanu? Do you know him? He's a dumb Moldovan who lives farther away. He hangs out with Garofica, always seen together evenings on the corner. What's your issue with him? He caused you problems. Nah, I just can't stand the guy. Should we beat him up? Let's do it, Moldoveanu. What's wrong with you? He'll beat you both. He's just jealous, cause he's after Garofica. Who, you, big nose? You finally spoke up like a woman. Yeah, you freak, you're always drooling over her. She doesn't even look at you, idiot. Damn you and your ugly mother. Wait, Moldoveanu, are we still playing soccer or not? I'm not playing with this idiot, man. Let her find her own team. Like, you're so smart, freak. Enough, let's go. In the end, we leave, while the 20-year-old snot-nosed kid stays behind to pick grass. I completely forgot about him. Plus, the guy worked on a construction site. He was about 6'3" and weighed around 170 pounds. I was the fattest among us. I weighed about 120 pounds with my clothes on. Anyway, another week or two went by, and one evening we were at Malika's place. We had just finished a game of ping pong. Malika had also brought a couple of jugs of beer, and we were sitting at the gate having a drink and chatting. As we sat there, a man passed by, greeted us, and continued walking. Millie, it was that foolish Moldovan. We don't know who it was. Oh, the one who walks around with the carnation? He seemed full of himself, didn't he? He didn't say anything, though. Wife, stay out of it. You haven't seen how he acts around the block, asking who we're hanging out with and if it's with that woman on the street. With the one who sits next to those guys, she's in class with Senchiuch. How is that possible? And you're not doing anything about it. What's it to us, Malika? What do you mean? Aren't you defending your women and land? Millie, she's not our woman. She's with many men in the neighborhood. Guys, in my day, no one would dare take our women. We fought for them, bit into them. To hell with those sluts. Times have changed, Malika. I told them to beat him up, but they're scared, Uncle Millie. You do it then, you oaf. Are we bullying him for no reason? He's big and could beat us up. He won't beat you, though. Together, you're like the fingers of a hand. Make a fist. No one can beat you if you stick together, especially on your street. Senchiuch, did you like that backhand I gave you? You got lucky, Gigi. I had a bad paddle. Are you listening, guys? Come on, I didn't even take that backhand. He's messing with us, Uncle Milika. But did you see my long shot down the line? Rough, rough. Whenever Milika had another beer, he'd give us speeches about defending the territory, how they used to fight, and show us boxing moves just like 2 or 3 years ago. Back then, it was about the kids who came to steal fruit from the trees, not the girls from the street. I beat up about 4 in a week, Dumitru's brother, some guy called Lizard, and 2 other brothers. I went through a lot to avoid getting beaten up, but that's a story for another time. Milika prepared us as if for war, even telling the story of David and Goliath. How the little guy defeated the giant, stuff like that. Moldoveanu bought into it and agreed with everything he said. He was upset because someone stole his sweetheart, even though she didn't have eyes for him. She only saw him as a friend. He was ugly too, so in a way I understand her. So I put my left foot forward and my hands up like this, in guard. That's it, and lean forward a bit. Stay on your feet, like this. Is it good? Here, look at me. See? Try to push me. See how stable I am? And from here, you can attack with your fist, grab him by the neck, and Malika grabs Rambo and throws him to the ground. See how much power it gives you? It's called the horse stance. Man, I don't think the stance gives you power. The difference in weight, height, age, strength, and energy levels, along with Melissa having consumed more beer, were the main factors. Bioenergy. Moldoveanu left him alone for a week or 2 out of fear. Truthfully, we all feared him. Besides, he hadn't wronged us. Why mess with him? And some more time passed. It was sometime in November, almost winter. It hadn't snowed yet, but it was pretty cold. It was the same on a Friday or Saturday, coming back from the corner store. We had the dogs with us, including 3 puppies around 2 months old. Senchiuch, Costel, and I were ahead. Moldoveanu remained with the puppies. He shouted that someone had hit the dogs, but I don't know exactly what occurred. We turned around and got a few meters away from them. There was a guy wearing a thick jacket and a shepherd's hat on his head. Shepherd denies hitting someone while walking down the street, but the accuser claims to have witnessed the shepherd kicking the victim. Get lost, don't come any closer. Mutalanul was convinced the guy hit them and yelled, "You wanna fight me, idiot? You think you can handle it?" And that guy takes off his hat, and it was the Moldovan man, the one who always carried the little carnation. Whether Mutalanul was seeking trouble with the dogs is uncertain, but he couldn't back down at that point. And he gets into a rider's stance and tries to take a swing at that guy. The big guy lands a punch right on his chin, but Mutalanul doesn't go down. I think the rider's stance helped him too. You could see determination and courage on his face. Rambo had come out of him. His plywood, his tiles, and his brand had all puffed up inside him at once. Although he wasn't wearing it, I could almost visualize his old bandana on his head, along with traces of mud and cocoa on his face. Was it really him, Rambo of Rahat? We all shouted together, "Jump at his throat, bite him, Rambo." He attempted to jump and seize the other guy's throat as Malika taught him, but his opponent smacked him behind the ear, spinning him around. "Ow, Costal, help me up." So we picked him up, and the other guy left. "Did he hit you hard?" "My ear's ringing. Why didn't you bite him, dummy?" I wanted to, but the guy's a big fool and hits hard. "Damn it, did you wet yourself? What's wrong with you, idiot?" "Maybe it's because of these dogs. And look, your underwear is showing again, idiot." "No, man, you just followed this fool." Meanwhile, I kept analyzing the situation, considering all possible scenarios and probabilities. "And you say she went crazy, man?" "Yeah, man, at the canal. Over there. She kicked them? What the hell? Let's go after him, man. It's war, man. Let's arm ourselves with stones and go after him. He could have taken us all out, even with the stones." And we go after him through the trees. He had almost reached the middle of the street across from the girl. Back then, there weren't streetlights everywhere. There were some, but they were either burned out or broken, making the area pitch dark and difficult to see. The ideal ambush spot, we used guerrilla tactics. I positioned myself with Costal ahead, while Senchuk and Rambo stayed back. "Attack, guys!" And we started throwing stones. He didn't know where they were coming from, he couldn't see us. When he tried to run forward, I would throw with Costal. When he tried to run back, Senchuk and Rambo threw stones at him, hitting him about 3 times before running out of stones. We also had to be cautious of cars. Although there were fewer than today, we risked breaking a window or causing damage. Suddenly, Crazy Rambo jumps on him. They grab each other by the neck and hold on. The Moldovan would throw in a punch every now and then. "Come on, man, let's help him out." And all 3 of us jumped in, hitting and kicking him. Mutalanul held him by the neck as we hit him. Senchuk stood back, occasionally throwing rocks at his feet. I was punching this guy in the back as hard as I could, but he was wearing a thick, tacky jacket. The skin on my hands was scraped off from how much I had hit him, but that jacket absorbed most of it. Costal started kicking, and at one point he stepped back. He jumps and kicks the guy, pushing both of them into the fence. There were some garage gates there, and they opened along with them. Noise filled the yard as the garage light turned on, and a guy with big lips emerged, seemingly about 3 years my senior. Costal and Senchuk hid behind a tree in the back, and I got on the sidewalk about 2 meters away from them behind another tree. It was dark there. Rambo and Moldoveanu didn't get a chance to run. "What are you doing, huh? Breaking the fence?" "No, man, it just opened by itself." "These guys jumped on me, it's not my fault." "Release them and don't let me catch you again, or I'll involve the police." Mutalanul approached Costal as a man entered the yard. I watched from the shadows as the man came toward me. I had only one chance. I kept my fist clenched, ready to strike. He got right in front of me and I punched him straight in the face, as hard as I could. He almost fell, staggered a bit, but stopped at the fence. He was confused. He didn't know what hit him. I had caught him off guard. He ran away from there and I chased him almost to the corner by the badger with the rocks. He left, and while we were heading back to the other corner, the puppies stayed there. We ran into Niku, the one I went to the mountains with when I fell into the ravine, and the one we met after the fight with Florin from the market. He was standing right at the corner and probably saw what happened. "What did you do, man? Did you fight with Moldoveanu?" "I beat him up, forget that fool." "Go home quickly, he's coming after you with his gang. He's a drifter from Moldova who rents a place in the gypsy neighborhood. He might come after you with those guys. Let's go to the corner to be sure. Let's leave the puppies at home too, Gigi." We arrive at our place, leave the puppies at the gate, and go to the corner. Niku returned home, disappearing as usual in such situations. I don't know why we didn't leave as well. I think we wanted to see if that guy would come with someone. I wasn't sure he wouldn't show up. In our neighborhood, there were 2 big areas full of tough guys. At the market, where the Romanian tough guys and the most dangerous Roma were in the gypsy areas. We reached the corner and waited for 10 minutes in complete darkness, as not a single light was working. Let's go before they catch us. No one's coming, just follow Niku. Just as we were leaving, we noticed some small lights about 100 meters away. They got closer and they were torches, man, about 20 of them, plus another 10 without, just carrying bats and crowbars, and they were running toward us. What we thought was, let's not go home so our parents don't find out, so there wouldn't be a scene there, and we decided to go to the subway. Anyway, we had to get to Rivalries to pick up some video game tapes for the television. We began walking the roughly 300 meters to the subway. We thought they'd stop or turn at the street, but they likely recognized us due to the large dogs that had followed us. The guys were running around us, sometimes behind, sometimes in front, then they started running toward us from about 50 meters away. We hurried to the subway to avoid getting caught. We ran the entire way, entered the subway, and back then there was no security or anything there. If they had caught us, they would have beaten us up good. We were lucky the subway came less than a minute after we got there. We went to Rivalries, got the floppy disks, and stayed for around 3 hours until the final subway. On the way back, we got off one station earlier and walked, so those guys wouldn't be waiting for us there. There was no one left. We got home safe. The guy was absent for about 2 weeks, then started visiting again. He didn't bother us at all. He knew that, otherwise he wouldn't be able to come to the Garofitsa anymore. He married her, and after about 3 years, he moved with her to Moldova to raise sheep. Moldoveanu accepted that he lost her and even attended their wedding. Have you ever been through a similar situation? Leave your answers in the comments. If you enjoyed the story, please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. Also, hit the bell for notifications. The lesson, don't hit puppies, leave them be. And if someone chases you with torches in their hands, don't look back, brother. Until next time, we'll meet when we see each other. Bye.